It's Week 10 of the National Football League.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. Now the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. First run of the game here for Dameon Pierce. And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Now it's 2nd and 10. Throwing is Hurts. This one brought in by Jefferson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down. Hurts. That's complete to Pierce. The ball comes out. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
So the Eagles now, they'll be in great position here to start things out. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Here's Pierce on the counter. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. And that will be incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Here's the Chiefs punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. The Eagles offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And as we check out the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns coming into the weekend, see a familiar name there near the top of the leaderboard, currently 2nd in that category. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Throwing to start the drive. Alexander. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and it'll be 2nd down. You talk about this Chiefs defense. This crew against the pass, issues at times, ranked number 24, Charles, in the NFL.
They'll take that play right there each and every snap, because throughout this season, they've given up some big plays. To be able to hold someone to no gain, oh yeah, they'll take that one all game long.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. They'll come up now 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Alexander. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's really good play design right there, and it's one that comes down to the offensive line. It's a deep in route, but it's only going to work if that line gives you time in the pocket to wait for the route to develop. Mission accomplished there as they pick up the first down.
Now a first carry here for their running back. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. A gain of just 1. The numbers for him from a week ago: 22 carries, 112 yards.
Well, obviously, he didn't have a great deal of time between games, having to turn around on a short week and get ready for Thursday night football. But he said in pregame he was feeling pretty good and felt more recovered from last week's contest than he would have expected. Didn't seem to think this short week was going to affect him much as he chases a big performance here in prime time.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Back to throw. Alexander. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Alexander. That's complete. He finds Jaden Reed. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A good pickup there of 22. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game, like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. Here we go now on 1st and goal. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Only a yard in the completion. It's 2nd and goal. In motion left, that's Reed. And they'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal.
And that's something you have to get ready for defensively, because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move them back in the backfield and make them.
And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Chase Young in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And this one is right through. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And it's a pretty good return here, so he'll get this up to the 29. Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive. Well, they are a game under 500 now following the loss a week ago. And this is a team, Charles, that just has not been able to string victories together.
Yeah, they're certainly going the wrong way, aren't they? Because it looked like they had things pointing in the right direction, but now they've lost 2 straight. And that means this game is vital, extremely important, because if they fall 2 games below 500, the road back into playoff contention, awfully difficult. Yeah, that's a nice pickup there, especially when it comes on the heels of a 3-and-out the first time you have the ball. They were determined to not have that happen again, and that's a nice throw for their first down of the game.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Running it out of the gun with Pierce. Room here to run. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Boy, a pair of big plays here. This one going for 29. Well, it's kind of fitting. A couple days ago when we met with him, I said, what is it about your running game that's so effective? He said, I like to tag myself as elusive. He was pretty elusive right there.
And his teammates appreciate that because they know they don't have to hold their blocks for very long. As one of them told us, if I just breathe some bad breath on the guy in front of me, that's all I need to do, and he's gone.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. Hurts sets up to throw it. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
The try here for the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive.
4-4, their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because
taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there. 71 yards.
And the Eagles have regained the lead.
They had just given up the lead, and they get it right back.
Yeah, how about that? Answered quickly. Got right back to it. And look, long drives have their place. We know that. They can wear teams down. But when you hit them with big plays like that, that can really be a shot to them. A big-time one.
Yeah, one play, but now your defense is probably saying, man, we could have used a little more rest over here.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
They'll start on the ground with Pierce.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
You look at this Eagle defense.
They currently sit at number 4 in the NFL in terms of stopping the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big play there for KC. 44 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
They go play action with Hurts.
Rolling to his right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. In motion goes the tight end.
Pierce now up the middle.
Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. The Chiefs with the football as we start the 2nd quarter. As they've got it with a 3rd down coming up.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
They'll drop to throw. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. The sack sets him back a full 10 yards there on 1st and goal.
First and goal looked like things were set up nicely, and now all of a sudden on 2nd and goal, Charles, a big challenge ahead of them.
And you have to know when you're this close to the goal line, things are going to happen faster, so you've got to get the ball out quick. Not going to have much time in the pocket before the defenders bring pressure.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. They'll look to throw here. He's got his big tight end, Fant. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
3rd and goal, and still a long way from the end zone. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time.
And that's the kind of stand all defenses are seeking. 3rd and goal, backs against the wall, and they get a monster sack, and now they're going to force them into a field goal. For them, that's a win.
And his kick is good. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
Foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
And this is going to be roughing the kicker, an inexcusable penalty, Charles.
You've worked so hard to hold them to a 3-point kick. Now you're giving them the ball again with a chance for a touchdown.
Well, forget the field goal to try to tie this thing. They'll have a chance to take the lead here with 1st and 10.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. T.J. Watt. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
This is caught. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And he's going to go down. This will count as a sack, a very short sack, taken down at the 2.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
The Eagles offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. And he's putting together some kind of campaign. Currently 2nd in the NFL in touchdown receptions among wideouts.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. 1 play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10.
On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive.
And how he got away from that first tackler, no idea, but he did, and it winds up with positive yardage.
2nd and 7 from the 20. Another carry for Pierce.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Pierce will try to pick it up.
And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
1st and 10, it's Pierce.
And not really any daylight here to speak of. He takes it ahead for maybe a yard. That's all. 2nd down.
Play action. Here's Hurts.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Give that sack to Nakobe Dean. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more?
Under pressure, they got him again. Demario Davis. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Well, their home team's offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they've battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it, can't afford any more missteps, though. They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 26-yard line. Looking to throw. Alexander.
That's going to be caught by Waddle.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Back to throw. Alexander. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about getting
under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line.
Azeez Ojulari
with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they will take the lead at 13-10.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over.
As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6.
They'll set up to throw.
Gets the dump off to Pierce.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to make it 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36.
Well, that certainly changes things.
Yeah, I think the thought process is they take this lead into the locker room, run something simple here and run the clock out. Instead, they get the big play. Now they have a chance to increase what they've done in the first half.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Waddle, the motion man, right.
They go play action here on 1st down. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 25 yards that time.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And he's in for an Eagles touchdown.
Jaden Reed
in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Eagles would extend their lead here just before halftime. Aubrey good with a PAT.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. One of the best of the early games, we'll highlight it there. The Giants in for a stern test at home at MetLife Stadium, as they'll be forced to reckon with the Las Vegas Raiders. Next, we head off to check out another game, and they were losers in their ball game to the visiting Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys continue to be hot as anyone in football as they run that record to 9-1 now with the victory. And then finally, a good one on Monday Night Football between the LA Rams and the Arizona Cardinals. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Eagles offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he's run the ball well to this point in the season, right there in the mix for NFL leaders in rushing. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down.
And he's across the 45. It'll be second down.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Off the play fake. Alexander. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
He'll look to throw.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down.
Looking to throw. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. T.J. Watt able to drop in that time for his second sack of the evening.
That's his second sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Here's the Chiefs punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taking on the midfield logo. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over.
The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Off play action. Alexander. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up. Converged on his man and broke the play up.
Open man is Waddle, complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try and run this one right up the gut.
Oh, great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. 44 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
7 yards left for 2nd down. Ball at the 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
From the gun on 3rd down, Alexander. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. A gain of 8 there on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Looking to throw. Alexander. That is caught. Touchdown, Eagles. From 4 yards out. And the Eagles' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And the Chiefs offense ready to go again. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
From the 35, here's the 2nd down and 6. Option play, and it's a handoff to Pierce. And he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. Taking it about the 16. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And that last touchdown drive they had very balanced. How key is that balance?
It's huge, because most of the time when we talk about balance is run, pass, almost 50-50. But most of the times when you talk to offensive coaches, they say balance is we do what we want when we want to. And that means that they're ahead of the defense, keeping them on their heels.
Yeah, they imposed their will on that last drive. So nothing doing there. And now it's 3rd and 3.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
They'll look to throw again. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack.
Chase Young, his 2nd sack of the night. And that's his 2nd sack in this one.
And you just can't ask a defensive end or an edge rusher to play any better than what we're seeing right now. And, partner, it's still just the 3rd quarter. I'm thinking he's not done yet. Even if he's not getting a sack, he's bringing a lot of pressure to the pocket.
And he'll make it only to the 43, a gain of 2. 3rd down and 13.
Back to throw. Alexander.
And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short.
Able to pick up a dozen yards, but they needed more. 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd down and 7.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
From the gun on 3rd down. Alexander.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 30. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Over the middle, it's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia.
2nd and 1 now from the 21.
It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. Again, he'll drop to throw. Caught on the right side, Reed. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
He's out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Back to throw again.
Got a man. It's Waddle, complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2, first down marker at the 5-yard line. From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
Now, whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
From the gun on third down. Alexander
working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Eagles are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1.
Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys.
And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line.
And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. 2nd and 5.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. So a big sack for a loss of 4. It brings up 4th and goal.
They'll turn things over to Brandon Aubrey now for the field goal.
This a 27-yard attempt here. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that. And this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. KC's offense ready to take over. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. The Chiefs on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Here's Hurts to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And out across midfield down to the 45. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10.
Hurts.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Just a gain of a couple there. And it'll be 2nd down.
They go play action with Hurts.
Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes.
Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
And Hurts not coming to the sideline. They're going to go for it.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Eagles are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Well, I guess an interception at this point on fourth down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there, and he winds up giving the ball away.
Eagles offense back out, getting set for this next drive. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's going to be met at about the 43. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Looking to throw. Alexander. He'll get that complete to Franklin. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. Even though they were stopped before the 1st down marker, well-executed run there by the offense.
It certainly was, and the best part about it, it opens up other plays, especially the play-action passing game. Because if you can sell the run, that brings the linebackers up, and you can throw over the top of them and in front of the safeties.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
2nd and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. From the gun, it's Hurts. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He's got a man complete. And he will step out of bounds all the way down at the 40-yard line. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. This is caught by McMillan. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
They'll look to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete.
And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one. And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Noah Fant from 6 yards away.
And the Chiefs are able to cut into that deficit. Well, it seemed like they were so focused elsewhere, they forgot about the tight end spot, and he's the one that burns them there to make this a 3-score game here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
I think there might be a little bit of defensive fatigue from those guys on that side of the ball, partner, because they've been spending their time trying to stop them from all angles.
He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
So 2 scores down, time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Eagles dodge a bullet. They cover it up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Back to throw. Alexander.
That's taken in by Franklin.
And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be fourth down. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or two. It's no good, and that will keep this a 15-point game.
So it's the Eagles who get the win here, and it was thanks in large part to the play of their second-year quarterback.
Yeah, he really threw the ball well, didn't he? Well over 300 yards passing, hit on 3 touchdown passes, and he's delivering the ball in rhythm all game long.
So for Philadelphia, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.